And the Broncos will boot it away to start the game. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Breaks into the open. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Just inside the 40-yard line, it's 1st and 10 from the 39. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Be interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of pay dirt. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Marches ahead. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Let's see what the offense dials up on 3rd and goal. Off the play fake. Lets it fly. It's snagged in the end zone. Touchdown.
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm and consistency the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here's the return from inside his 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Boise State's offense has its first opportunity of the day. Off the RPO, complete. And that's a very productive 1st down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Give to the running back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
And he picks up the 1st down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. The Broncos will snap it on 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Finds a man in the middle. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line. And the Broncos are on the move. Off play action. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Garner. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
And how about that? That's already the third target this guy has had on the opening drive of the game. He is a big factor for their success throwing the football. He's got...
He'll take a shot. Oh, right through his hands. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. From 56 yards out, what a power leg. Never a doubt about that one. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. Bringing it out. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. And the offense takes over to dip into its bag of ball plays. Off to a good start here and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Got his man on the right. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll try the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Broncos have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to pass. It's Garner. Right on the money. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a 1st down. So after the break, they'll go back to work. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. A designed run for the quarterback. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Turns it on down the left side. He scooped it, and he scored with it. Took the fumble all the way back for a touchdown.
Man, defenses are always trying to force turnovers, to get the ball back to their offense, make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force the turnover, the pill hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Georgia State is in front. They've responded well to all the off-the-field chatter this week, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now.
Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. They'll run the counter. Barrels all the way to the 29, a gain of 6.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They go right back to him. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Broncos.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
On the run from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. Grabs it in the middle. Good call, good execution as they move the change, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking for a man, it's Carr. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Oh, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball. Second down after the offense recovered its own fumble. Looking to fire. Finds some fresh air. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. He's got his man. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skilled players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. They've fallen into a hole here, and they need to start fighting back right now on this drive. Real power running by this guy as he bangs his way to the 24. And the Broncos with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Trying play action. Here comes the heat. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Broncos come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Grab near the marker. It's Watkins. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. And the Broncos have it with a 1st and 10. The give to the back. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. Throws to the wideout. Grabbed over the middle. It's Gage. They get him down at the 49, but not before he picks up 15. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. He'll keep it himself. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. The Broncos want to crank the tempo. Going to sling it on 2nd down. Looking down the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Stopped at the 44. The defense coming up with a big interception.
But how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. first mistake. Hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Looking to throw, it's Carr. Unloads to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit and coverage that forces the incompletion.
Tight end finds a soft spot. Into their happy place for a touchdown. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
And that's what I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys, and they usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there in that touchdown catch.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wants to go up top. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Hunt is on its way. He gets a block. There he goes. Open it up. They were playing with fire on that return, and he got loose for a good return of better than 30 yards. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Makes the grab. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Saunters into the end zone for a touchdown.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finish the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. They're set to kick it off, and you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it back from it, and he clubs it up inside the 20. It's recovered by the kicking team, and they get the ball right back. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? You know, we joke that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they cell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups. And man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
The play action fake. Going for 6. And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection. Their hope for a touchdown gone by the boards, but they'll try to put up 3 before going to the locker room. Didn't make them sweat at all. It's good. And now the lead's extended a little further.
Well, the head coach decided to play it safe on 4th and inches and trot his field goal team out there, and his field goal kicker just made him look like a pretty smart guy.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, many thanks. Happy to provide a break in the action to kind of pour over exactly what has transpired so far. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. Two workhorse running backs who just kept pounding the rock behind offensive lines who look less like college kids and more like bulldozers. Call it ground and pound, call it pin and pummel. Both sides have been dominant, and I'm curious to see if either defense can make an adjustment. And on that note, time to throw it back to our guys at the stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. Just about set to get this second half underway. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Boise State ready to send out that offense. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
And the Broncos now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Right back to it. And he's almost to that first down marker. They're saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. The Broncos are moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Keeps looking downfield.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative, and that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
And the Broncos will have it 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
At this point, trailing by a lot, the defense is expecting you to throw it. If you're going to throw over the middle of the field, the window's going to open and close quickly. You've got to have better timing to complete that throw. They just didn't have it then.
They make the stop inside the 25, working closer to that red zone, a gain of 6. Line of scrimmage will be the 24. He's got him. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. The Broncos line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Now on 2nd and goal. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll try to power it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Broncos. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
On the run from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. And we'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. Fires to the wideout. On target to the left. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. Open the drive with a chunk play out past the 40, and they are in business on first down. There he goes. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
Man, sometimes it just gets frustrating, and you've just been beat down all day. This defense hasn't had answers, but now you can't let them run the football and just run it down your throat.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Off play action on first down. Throws to the wideout. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. So now it's second and long. He'll take it himself. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got his man, makes the grab. They've got it first and 10 from the 25. Power football with the run. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. Got 3 on first down at second and 7. If you like old school running games, this has been the game for you and a couple of guys who starred through the first 3 periods. So the final period starts with a second down play. Might as well stick with him. And he knocked him down after he picks up 5 out to the 34. And the Broncos are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. He'll sneak it. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Trying to keep this drive alive. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The Broncos are moving quickly down the field. They'll move the wide receiver. Trying to surprise him with the pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Gage. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. They'll line up for a second down play. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41. Oh, man, they've already lost one quarterback today. Now the backup comes in and has to take a shot.
Man, I might think about protecting my QB a little better. I already lost one. Now your second guy gets hit, and you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him upright. You got to protect your quarterback.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. Firing to the right, complete. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. They're dealing with a second and long. Leaves it with the back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
And that's how pressure on a quarterback can affect the passing game. They were able to get after him on that play, and as a result, the QB made a bad decision, forcing that football into double coverage.
goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. They go to the ground. Got enough for the first down. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Runs through a tackle. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to pass. On target. Turning it on. And he's still running after the move. He'll step out of bounds right at the 44. A big-time pickup on that one. And the Broncos come to the line with a new set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside give. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success on that play. Really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Bringing it back. They stop him at the 42, but they're on a roll with a pickup of 15 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. Plucks it out of the air. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Trying to pound their way in. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff. And these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they really felt like they had a real good game plan offensively and defensively coming into this one, David. There were some matchups on the field they thought they could exploit. We saw that happen here.
No doubt. Good job by this coaching staff, understanding who's out there to make plays, feeding them the football, offense, defense, special teams, all working together to get the W.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.